Mendel, during his experiments, he was able to study the 7 characters. In each one, there are 7 contrasting. In each one, contrasting pair of traits are there. So, what do you mean by contrasting?
Opposite, sir.
Opposite, good. So, opposite traits. So, let us see those 7. Let me repeat those 7 contrasting traits here just for information again, and we'll continue. You can see here in this, so the height of the plant, you can see tall and also short. What is another name for short?
Dwarf.
Dwarf. It is also called dwarf. Good. Short or dwarf. And in this, the tallness is said to be the dominant character or dominant trait, and the dwarfness is said to be the recessive trait. We will see what is this dominant and also recessive later on. And seed shape also was observed or studied by Mendel, who is said to be the father of genetics for his contribution in the field of genetics. And seed shape is round, and also what is another shape? What is this shape? Wrinkle shape. Then seed color, you can see. What is the color of the seed?
Yellow.
Yellow color. What about this? Green color. So yellow and green. Okay, then coming to the pod shape. Pod means, what is pod?
Fruit, sir.
Fruit, good. So fruit shape, inflated. You have seen such pea fruits. ಓಕೆ ಹಸಿ ಬಟಾಣಿ ನೋಡಿದಿರಲ್ಲ, ಈ ರೀತಿ ದಪ್ಪ ಊದ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತದೆ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಸ್ inflated. Inflated means it is just like balloon like. It is full, we can also call. And another one you can see constricted. So in a red gram you are seeing, especially in red gram you can find this constricted. Like that in pea also, some varieties are having, some parts are having this constricted structure. They are said to be flat also. And color of the pod, that is going to be, color of the pod is green and also yellow. Flower position is axial and terminal. One more character, what is that? Which we discussed yesterday. I had mentioned about that particular trait or character. Very good. Flower color. So what is the flower color? Flower color are
Violet. Violet, white.
Violet and white. So violet is the dominant character and white is recessive character. So violet and also white. So these are the characters which were studied by him. And we have certain, so before getting into the actual topic, so let us have certain idea about the terminologies which we use in this genetics chapter. That is very important. So here there is a term called gene. So gene, according to Mendel, that is also called factor. Gene, now we are using the word. What is the word which we are using? The terminology which we use is gene. According to Mendel, he called them as factors. Genes are called factors. So you can just have a look at this one. This is the chromosome. You know, DNA is made into pieces. DNA is present in the form of pieces called chromosomes. And in each chromosome we have a short length, and that length is what we call it as a gene. This is called gene. Okay. So this is the one responsible for a particular character. For example, your skin color is there. There may be a gene which is responsible for that. There are of course 3 genes are there. Like that, for height there is a gene which is responsible for height. So color of the pod is controlled by a gene. Like that, ultimately, even though the DNA is responsible for that, in the DNA a fragment of DNA, a small stretch of DNA, small segment of DNA which is responsible for a trait here, that we call it as, what is that called? What is that called? ಏನಂತ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜೀನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೇವೆ gene. So that's why it is called functional unit of heredity responsible for the expression of character in the progeny. What do you mean by progeny?
Offspring.
Offsprings, young ones. Okay, so in the progeny the characters are because of the characters are because of these genes. Single character is normally controlled by one gene. So there are of course exceptions that we will see later on. Anyway, for the time being you can say one character is controlled by one gene, and that gene is very important. And in this chromosome we have this particular gene here, and some gene can be present here, some gene can be present somewhere here. So that position of the gene, the position of the gene, the location of the gene is what we call it as locus. What is locus? What is locus?
Location of genes.
Location of the gene on the chromosome is called locus. So how many genes are present? How many chromosomes are, homologous chromosomes are present? How many homologous chromosomes? So you can see two homologous chromosomes will be present always. Always the chromosomes are in pair in the diploid individuals. So that's why here you can see gene responsible for, let me say, height. So it is present in the two locations here. Okay, so two locations in the sense one location each in the each chromosome here. So they are said to be, the plural of locus is called loci, but you have to write it in bracket. Plural of locus is called loci. What is that called? ಏನಂತ ಅದನ್ನ?
Loci.
Loci is plural. And we have a gene, and in that gene now we have understood there are two contrasting traits for a character, which we also call it as contrasting character. So you can see there are two loci which are present here. Okay, two loci responsible for, so you can see the loci here, and in this two genes are present here responsible for the same trait or character, which are bit contrasting, bit opposite here. Maybe height, if you take the genes responsible for height, the one responsible for the tallness, the one responsible for the darkness. So such such genes which are responsible for contrasting traits are said to be alleles. So that means allele is nothing but an alternative form of a gene. Almost similar thing will be there, little difference we can find here, because of which we call it as alternative form of a gene is called allele. What is allele? What is allele? Alternative form of a gene for a contrasting character present on identical locus of homologous chromosomes is called allele. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಾ ಇದು? Allele means, so same gene in two different forms. That's the most, you can say, the simplest form, simplest definition which you can give here. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನ್ರ? Is it clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt is there? Okay. You can see in the pea plant there are 14 chromosomes. So it is the 14 chromosomes means 7 pair of chromosomes are present in this case here, and this is how they are seen under a laser microscope. And other terms which we use are phenotype, the character which we can see, observe because of the genes is what we call it as phenotype. The external appearance of an organism due to the influence of genes and environmental factors is what we call it as phenotype. your skin color, your height, okay, is the observable one. So in short, we can say phenotype is the observable character. What can we call? What can we call? Phenotype is observable character. You can see that one. ಒಬ್ಬರು ಹೈಟ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದೋ ಇಲ್ಲ. So that is called
Yes, sir.
phenotype. That is called phenotype. And what is that responsible for this observable character or observable trait? So it is again the genes here, and this genetic constitution or combination of an individual responsible for this phenotype is called genotype. What is this called? What is this called? Genotype. What is genotype? That is the genetic constitution of an individual responsible for the phenotype. So that phenotype is because of the genetic combination. Of course, you cannot see this one directly, but indirectly you can know the things, know the genotype, because it is going to be expressed in the form of phenotype. That phenotype is the observable one. So like this, we have phenotype and also genotype, and we will be speaking about them again and again. If you have any problems regarding the definitions, meaning, you should ask now itself. Okay, so then phenotypic ratio. So for example, if you take height, tallness and also the dwarfness, so what is the proportion in which the tall plants and also the dwarf pea plants are present? That we are going to have it in a ratio. Suppose 100 tall plants are there and 50 dwarf plants are there. Then how do you reduce it to the ratio? How do you write in the form of ratio? 100 is to 50. Can you simplify it?
2:1.
2:1. That becomes, that is what we call it as phenotypic ratio. That is the observable character put in the ratio. And genotypic ratio, genotype already we know, it is not observable, you cannot observe that, but we will be able to get that right, the phenotype, because of this genotype. That ratio of the genotype in the population is what we call it as genotypic ratio. Ultimately, this genotype is responsible for the phenotype. Genotypic ratio is influencing this phenotypic ratio. We will see the rules here anyway. So this is called genotypic ratio. Any doubt here? And when the genes, same genes, if they are present here, you know, each trait is controlled by two genes, which we call it as allelic pair. And if both the alleles are identical. Identical means, what do you mean by identical?
Same.
Same. If both the genes are same, then that condition we call it as homozygous condition. You can see capital T, small t. So the condition in which both in an allelic pair, the identical genes are present, or both the alleles are same, then that we call it as, that condition we call it as homozygous condition. Wherein if an individual is having unidentical genes, capital T, small t, okay, so the one responsible for tallness, another responsible for dwarfness, and such condition is what we call it as heterozygous condition. What is that called? ಏನಂತ ಅದನ್ನ? I think now you have understood what is homozygous, and also another one is heterozygous condition. So the question is, why did E means Mendel selected pea plants for his experiments. What is the reason behind choosing pea plant for his experiments? So one is, pea plants are very easy to cultivate. He could have taken human beings, you know. You could have taken human beings, you know. Huh? Why didn't he take that one? Some other animals also he could have taken. So here one thing you should see, the human beings, if they have to complete their life cycle, it takes years together, wherein pea plant will be taking only about 3 months to 4 months to complete its one life cycle. That's why life cycle of plants are only for few months. In many cases, of course, there are trees which are perennial in nature, but most of the plants, especially the crop plants which we are using, are all only annuals. In the sense, only one season they are going to be there. So that the result can be obtained early. That's the one reason. Then the contrasting traits are observed. So you can observe those contrasting traits very easily in the case of pea plant. Then the flowers in pea plant are bisexual and normally self-pollinated. So self-pollination to take place in the case of pea plant. So next we have the flowers which can be cross-pollinated only manually. So these flowers in the pea plant can be cross-pollinated very easily by manually. Then hybrids which are obtained in the case of pea plants are fertile. They are all fertile. So that means they are able to give rise to the plants. So because of these reasons, pea plant was taken into consideration. So that is the reason behind this. Any questions here regarding the 7 pair of contrasting traits or characters? Along with that, we have different technical terms which are being used here. Any questions? Any doubt? So let us move on to the next thing then. Let us move on to next thing. In this, what is that which we are going to have here? Okay. Here, whenever we speak about Mendel, so let us see. Now, the contribution is from Mendel, that's why we call it as Mendelian inheritance. So the major contribution, whatever knowledge we have got today, is mainly because of John Gregor Mendel, or you can also say Gregor John Mendel, who is said to be father of genetics. And here, he is the one who used this one. The different crosses, because of his mathematical knowledge which he had, he was very successful in providing the idea of this genetics. He was able to convert whatever the results which he obtained in the form of ratios, and that's why he was very successful. And fortunately, he selected the pea plant. This pea plant had some advantages here comparatively, and because of which here he was successful in proposing the different laws or principles of inheritance. So with this background, let us see some of the traits, or you can say the characters which are being discussed here. Added to that, we have some more characters which we normally take into consideration here. I mean, certain other terms like so the parental here. What is this parent? Parent. So the parent who is taken into consideration here. So whether it is male or female parent, whether it is homozygous parent or heterozygous parent, both we are having the things here. Then we also speak about the gametes. Gametes. So during this crossing, we normally speak about the gametes which are being produced and which are used during the crossing here, so as to provide the offspring, so as to produce the offsprings here. Then we are going to get many generations. That generation is what we call it as filial. Filial means ಏನು filial ಅಂದ್ರೆ it is called generation. It is called generation. So filial is nothing but the generation, so which we are going to show the F1, that means first filial generation. So we can have F2 generation, F3 generation, like that many generations we can have here. So that's why F1 is first filial generation. F2 is, what is F2 then? What is F2?
Second.
Very
Second
good.
step.
Second filial generation. Then F3 is, what is F3?
Third filial.
Third filial generation. Like this we can have the filial generations. This is the another term which we are using here apart from the things which we are having. And here, so let us see how the inheritance of characters is going to take place. So Mendel studied in two different ways here. One is how the inheritance of single gene is going to take place. So let us see one by one. Inheritance of one gene. So John Gregor Mendel, Gregor John Mendel.
The board is not clear.
Board is not clear. Kanta ilva? Now,
The blur can.
what about it now? I think it's better now. Better and Rapa?
No, sir.
Now?
Yes, sir.
So what he did? So let us take here. He conducted an experiment here. He self-pollinated the pea plants here. Self-pollinated. So this is one of the advantage he had. So self-pollination can take place very easily in the pea plant here. So self-pollinated the pea plant. Pea plants here. So in this what he did? He took the parent. He crossed this plant with more height. So that let me take one character in this case here, the height one. So the one, you know, we use another one is what we call as the male and also female. Okay, the sex of the individual. Male individual is going to be, male individual is shown like this. This is the symbol which we use, male. Okay, so wherein the female is shown like this. You can see this, you know, male and also female we are having. Male and also female. And in this parent, he took the tall plant and also dwarf plant. Tall and also dwarf. Tall and also dwarf plant. Then, so what should be the F1? What is F1? What is F1?
First filial generation.
First filial generation. So they were crossed like this. Crossing we show with into mark X. Okay, crossing. Cell pollination was done, and then so what is that which we expect here? What is the expectation?
Tall, sir.
We expect a tall plant. Then, so I expect a plant which is having in between character, that is tall and also dwarf. ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಪ್ಪ ಹೈಟ್ ಇದ್ದಾರಪ್ಪ, ನಿಮ್ಮಮ್ಮ ಕುರುಡರು ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಹುಟ್ಟ ಮಗು ಮೀಡಿಯಂ ಹೈಟ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದೇನೋ, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ. ಸೊ that expectation was to have a medium height, but for his surprise he got only tall plants. So all the plants which were obtained in the F1 generation were tall plant. For his surprise, he is surprised by that. We will see how exactly he made it. Then what he did, he went for selfing between F1 and also F1, crossing between F1 and also F1 in this. So he laid F1 ಬಂದಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅವೆರಡು ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ರಾಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ನಾಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫಿಂಗ್. So they crossed this one. So which is the F1 parent in this? Which is the F1 parent? Tall into another plant is also, all the plants which are obtained are tall here. So tall plant was crossed with another tall plant. What is the expectation we are having here? In expectation, no? So we have to get the tall plant, but for his surprise he got tall plants and also dwarf plants in the F2 generation. And this tall and also dwarf were in the ratio of 3:1 phenotypic ratio. Phenotypic ratio was 3:1. So is it not a surprise? When you are having a plant with only both the parents are tall here, but you are getting a plant, of course, getting tall plant is not a surprise, but you got almost 25% of the plants were dwarf plants here. So that is the surprise. So how exactly he was able to explain this? What is that which was explained by using this? Here how many genes have been taken here? How many genes have been taken? Only one gene has been taken here. So the gene responsible for height is taken into consideration here. So these are the results which are obtained by Gregor John Mendel. Okay, and got the phenotypic ratio of 3:1 when one gene was taken. One gene means one character was studied here. So we will see the other aspects, how he was able to explain this particular concept or process of getting some results, like when a tall and dwarf were crossed, a tall plant he was able to get, and when tall and tall plants were crossed here, he was able to get tall and also dwarf. How is it possible is the question. So that answer we try to understand in the next class as explained by Mendel. Any question? Any doubt? Any doubt here?
Sir, ಅಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಸರ್.
Yeah, good. So here I think you can see in this side. You have gene. Okay, so what is this gene? What is this gene? What is this gene? This is segment of a chromosome or a DNA responsible for one trait. This gene is responsible for one trait, one character, let me say. And in this gene we have two forms which are coding for or code for two contrasting traits. In a character we are having contrasting traits, In a character we have two contrasting traits. Do we have or not? ಒಂದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಟ್ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಇದಾವೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಇದಾವೇನೋ
Yes, sir.
So these two contrasting traits are actually coded by two different forms of genes. So these two contrasting traits are because of or due to two contrasting genes or two different forms of genes. Different forms of genes. Two different forms of genes. And these two different forms of genes are there, you know. These two different forms of genes are called alleles. They are called alleles. Two different forms of genes are called alleles. Okay, that means they are responsible for the same character, but in the same character you are having two different contrasting traits. Contrast and different and opposite and so, and that is controlled by two forms with the same little changes will be there in the gene. Some changes will be there, and they are said to be the alleles, which are also called. There is another name for that, which is also called allelomorphs. What is another name given? It is also called allelomorphs. Alleles are allelomorphs. Okay, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತೇನಪ್ಪ? So alleles are nothing but the two different forms of the same gene. ಒಂದೇ ಜೀನಿನ ಎರಡು ರೂಪಗಳು. ಏನೋ ಒಂದೇ ಜೀನಿನ ಎರಡು ರೂಪಗಳನ್ನು ನಾವೇನು ಕರೀತೇವೆ? ಏನಂತೇವೆ ಅದನ್ನ? ಅಲೀಲ್ ಅಂತೇವೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವೇನಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಆಗಿರೋದು? ವಾಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸಿಬಲ್?
Character.
So they are responsible for two contrasting traits. ಈಗ gene is responsible for a character. Within the character you are having two contrasting traits, you know. Contrasting trait ಇರುತ್ತೆ ತಾನೆ ಒಂದೇ character ಅಲ್ಲಿ. And those contrasting traits are controlled by two different forms of the genes which we call them as alleles. Okay, any question then?